In this episode, we get hyped for the Switch. Hi everyone, John here. After over a year and a half of rumors and speculation, the mysterious new product from Nintendo, codenamed the NX, has finally been officially revealed. On the evening of Wednesday, October 19th, Nintendo suddenly tweeted that an NX announcement was going to be made the next morning. We heard the rumors that a reveal was expected soon, perhaps even on Friday, but it was still surprising to hear that in mere hours, on Thursday morning, we would finally get a look at the Nintendo NX that we've only dreamed about. And now we have our first real look, a 3.5-minute teaser as to what this is, and it's the Nintendo Switch. If you've been following the rumors closely, it's really not any different from what has been said about the NX in the past several months. It's indeed a hybrid, that is, it's a console where you play the games on your TV, but it's also a handheld, like a tablet with buttons. So let's talk about this whole hybrid thing, since clearly that's the main feature. Notice I said feature, not gimmick. When it comes to new game hardware, especially with regards to Nintendo, who strives to innovate by introducing something new, the question that comes up is, what's the gimmick? I don't really like that word, especially here. It suggests a feature that's unnecessary, overblown, a fad-like thing, like its appeal lasts for a short while but then fades away. Like motion control on the Wii, and the gamepad for the Wii U. So the answer is that the defining feature of the Switch is the ability to instantly switch from console play to handheld play, and I'll explain why this isn't a gimmick. As a gamer, you already know how to play on the TV, and you know how to play on a handheld. You were doing either one of these things when you were playing on the Switch. You make the switch when you need to get going, or when you get home. There's also the switch of the controllers. But these are quick switch moments that do not impede the actual gameplay itself, so it opens up new opportunities of still traditional gameplay. You can start an experience at home and then continue it on the go, or vice versa. So gamers are really getting more of what they love. This is not gimmicky. Calling this a gimmick is like calling the portability of the original Game Boy a gimmick, or calling the 4 standard controller ports on the Nintendo 64 a gimmick. These aren't gimmicks, these are features. And look, the Switch uses game cards like DS or 3DS games, instead of disc-based media, since flash media is now comparable or even better than discs now, price and storage-wise. Again, that's a feature which allows for quick loading and not drawing so much power, which is important for handhelds. So back to what this hybrid console handheld feature is all about. Console gamers like big game experiences. Handheld gamers like to be able to play anywhere. Now we're talking about console-sized games, anywhere. You may ask yourself, is there any appeal to playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild when you're walking your dog, like in the trailer? Well, I guess we'll see. To be honest, a lot of people outside are absorbed in their mobile devices as it is already, even if it's something as basic as crushing candy or launching birds with pigs. So is it really a stretch to instead be saving Hyrule when you're out and about? I'm not sure. This trailer does seem to target the jet-setting, rooftop partying young adults that seem to have other things to do besides only playing games. Quick aside, notice in this trailer, the lack of kids or families makes me wonder if they're targeting a little more older. Or maybe they couldn't trust kids with NDAs? Okay, here's a big deal. Multiplayer, console, gaming, anywhere. You want to play Smash Brothers while riding on Splash Mountain? Would likely be easier than on a GameCube, that's for sure. The Switch is a full console and tablet form. Obviously with its own screen and battery, it can stand up with its own kickstand, and it has detachable controllers. It's a portable party. I've brought the Wii and Wii U to many parties myself. Certainly the Switch's mobility will make that so much easier. Imagine this scenario. You're on a plane, you're playing a game. The person in the seat next to you sees what you're doing. Slide the conveniently attached controllers off the sides, offer them one, bam, the flight is a fun time for you and your new friend. Or hey, the same thing with on a bus, or a train, or in line at the Medi Center. Whoever, wherever, whenever. Someone could just do a whole YouTube series on sudden and random multiplayer gaming in public. Though, let's look at these tiny controllers. They're called Joy-Cons apparently. Why not call them Switchblades? That would be better. Anyway, together with the Joy-Con grip, it's like a standard console controller. If you imagine the 4 left face buttons are just like a D-pad. The main buttons and sticks on each side are rotationally symmetrical. Separately, at least if they do have shoulder buttons, they would be like 2 Super NES controllers, if those controllers had sticks instead of a D-pad. If not for the traditional controller, the Pro controller, I guess this would be the end of the D-pad. But though functionally the same, the two halves aren't exactly identical. The stick is close to the end on the left Joy-Con, but close to the middle on the right Joy-Con. This is evident on the logo itself. Even if this isn't a big problem, the size of them might be. These controllers look tiny, and they have to be of course as the whole thing is meant to be portable and conveniently there. But personally, I may go for the Pro Controller, which is similar to the Pro Controllers on the Wii and Wii U, and like standard controllers on other platforms. And what about the games? Nintendo recently merged their console and handheld divisions, hinting at this plan to blur the lines between console and handheld games. So maybe this is not just replacing the Wii U, but the 3DS as well, despite Nintendo's own comments denying the latter. So now instead of supporting both the console and the handheld that Nintendo has had since the NES and Game Boy, they're now focused on one device. What this likely means is fewer game droughts and a more steady stream of Nintendo's content. Now I guess Nintendo has also gotten recently into the mobile market. If the Switch's screen turns out to be a touchscreen, which at this time we're not sure about, but if it is, they could consolidate that here too. If Pokemon Go or its sequels or updates with later generations of Pokemon were on the Switch, could you imagine? Looking at the trailer, we see The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, also on Wii U, which we knew about. We also see Elder Scrolls V Skyrim in this trailer. This is interesting. Whether or not Bethesda actually brings that game or the remastered version over, they're still being coy about it. The fact that we have Western developers even considering porting so-called hardcore games to the Switch is a good sign. More support means more games, and more people will pick up a Switch. Or make a Switch. You know, if they weren't Nintendo fans before. Okay, then we see a Mario Kart game, no surprise there. Another third-party game, NBA 2K17. And a new Mario game, that's cool. It could just be a conceptual thing, but they tease it has co-op, since that girl's sharing it at a rooftop party. And Splatoon! Nintendo's loving the success that is Splatoon. As the Wii U game won Best Multiplayer Game at the Video Game Awards last year, of course they're going to have an update or sequel. The whole esports scene is a little crazy though, but that's fine to plug that. Some people I know still don't understand that esports is actually a thing. But anyway, back to the games. Nintendo also shared that a whole ton of developers are offering support for the Switch, and it's really not a surprise that there is a lot of support already. Unlike the Wii U, they won't feel pressured to come out with dual-screen gameplay, since the Switch is clearly still a single-screen experience. You won't use the tablet screen and the TV screen simultaneously. That's made clear in the trailer. We don't have exact tech specs yet, but if it can indeed run the remastered Skyrim, it's certainly more than capable for many of today's games. So why not port over, or make entirely new games for the Switch, which can easily be played anywhere, instead of being tethered to a stationary Xbox One or PlayStation 4. Having a game played in public is essentially free and easy advertising for that game itself, as this is clearly more bold and visible than a 3DS screen, and console games generally have more of a wow factor than handheld games. So between the traditional play, probably sufficient power, and public visibility on the go, I think this should all easily sway third-party developers back to Nintendo. And what about you? Comment below, do you think the Switch is something you'd be interested in? I'm sure I could say lots more about the Switch, like more speculation or comparison to other things. And I certainly will have more to say when further information becomes available between now and the launch in March, like hopefully solid details on more games, and other less visible but important features, like the interface, accounts and friends management, online play, if there are achievements, trophies, accomplishments, challenges, or whatever, etc. So keep an eye out for potential future videos about all that and more. I'll also try to mix things up a bit more on this channel in the near future, or should I say, switch things up. So please subscribe. We'll soon bid the Wii U farewell, but for now, we'll see you later.